I am so pleased that you are here once again to learn more about hashtag Finance Friday. Super keen. Can you believe that it's been a wild ride to get to this point in 2020? And we're on day 2 of October and it feels like this year has just disappeared. But I want to declare that the rest of this year, this last quarter, is going to be absolutely fantastic. And if you have not done so already, please make sure that you do your quarterly and your monthly review and see what are the steps that you are going to take to make sure that your next quarter, your quarter 4, your last quarter, your last 90 days of 2020 is going to be absolutely amazing. And if you think about it, the success of your last quarter is very much going to depend on what's going to happen in your business, right? So as you know, if you have been tuning into our Unlock Your Inner CFO sessions during our training academy, you would have seen that we've been doing all sorts of things like unpacking your income statement, looking at what's happening in your cash flow, doing cost strategies, cost saving strategies. And last month, we specifically looked at how to cost our products and services. And this month, we are building on that. We are continuing with the trend and we are going to be attaching value to your outputs. So last month, we did all about attaching values to your inputs, which is your costs. And now this month, we are looking at the value of your outputs, which is really where we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of pricing. And pricing is a pivotal part of your business because really what it does is it helps to define the value that your product or service is worth. And it helps your customers to make the right decisions about whether they are able to use your products or services or not. And it's really that tangible price point that helps to let them know whether it is worth their time and investment. Now, if you get your pricing wrong, your business can fail miserably, right? So what I want to just do today is talk a little bit around why pricing is so important. And I just want to mention a few pitfalls that you might be able to find yourself in as you are going through this process of pricing your products and services. So let's first have a look at why pricing is so important. So I want to mention 4 points here. So firstly, it is one of the most flexible parts of your marketing mix. Now, your marketing mix has to do with what sort of products you've got, your marketing strategy, your branding, your pricing, all of those things, right? But a lot of these things are quite difficult to change and to manipulate to be able to respond to what's happening in the market. But your price is one of those things that is actually really flexible and you can change it at pretty short notice, right? So it really helps to know which of those factors you're able to change quickly to make sure that you're staying relevant. Point number 2 is all about pricing at the right level, okay? If we get our price wrong and we get it too low, we might have a lot of customers initially, but we don't necessarily have the capital that's being generated over a period of time to be able to make sure that we can invest back into our business for it to grow. On the other hand, if you have a very high price, you might end up with a highly profitable item, but your volumes might be low. And because of that, again, you might not actually be sustainable. So it's really important to make sure that you're clear on what that balance is between having the right price and having the right volumes that allows you to scale. Then the third one is all about the perception that pricing creates. Now, if you think about it, you normally think about that adage that says you get what you pay for, right? So quality and prices are very closely interlinked. Whether it's just in perception or whether it's actually true is irrelevant to the customer, okay? So we need to bear that in mind when we are going through this whole pricing thing. It's also often the first impression that the client has when they're looking to buy your potential product or service. So if I think about some of the experiences that I've had, I might go in there with a little bit of a budget and I'll know, actually, I'm not willing to pay more than a certain amount for a product. And as soon as I see a product that is priced significantly above that budget, I'm just going to cancel out that option altogether. So it's really important that you think about that and think about how it is reflecting on your brand and the value that you are trying to convey to your clients. Then fourthly, and lastly for this point, pricing is key in determining what type of return is possible in your business. But not only that, it helps you to figure out how you're going to deal with competition, right? You can figure out, are you going to try and beat their prices? Are you going to be premium pricing? You know, there are all sorts of strategies, and we talk more about that during our training sessions this month. And it also helps you to determine that whole thing between demand and sales volume and even potential market share. So can you see that this is extremely important? This concept of pricing, if we get this wrong in our business, it could fail completely. So we need to make sure we're getting it right. So let's have a look at what can potentially happen, or what are some of the pitfalls that people fall into as they are going through this process of pricing their products and services. So firstly, there's this idea that prices are based solely on costs that you are incurring as the business, instead of looking at what the value is that the client or customer attaches to this product or service that you have. Okay, so again, it's about that perception, right? And then think about, maybe you're keeping your prices the same for too long. Maybe it's over a number of years you've kept them the same, or maybe you're just not being dynamic enough based on what is happening in the market. Okay, so those are things to consider. And then you might be sitting, okay, cool. I know I want to make, let's go with 30% profit margin on all of my products. I want to do it across the board, right? But actually you can't, because each of those products and services are different and they are unique in their own way. So you have to apply the same rule when you're looking at your profit margins. If the product is different, then your pricing margin and your profit margin might be different along with that. Okay, so think about that. And then if we think back to point number 2, where we like keeping our prices static, right? When you're now in that case where you're like, okay, cool, I'm going to look at how to increase my prices. Yay, more money, right? But if you don't take into account how your competitors are going to respond to this increase in prices, you're actually going to be in quite a bad spot again, right? So yes, you might increase your prices, but actually your competitors can beat it. And if your product or service offering is quite similar, then what is preventing your customers or clients from moving over to your competitor? So you need to think about how that's going to work. And maybe they even decide to drop their prices even more. And then you are even in a bigger load of trouble, all right? So think about those. And then the last one I want to mention is those last minute pricing decisions. You know how sometimes you've got a client that wants something new that you've never done before, and you just need to quickly do a back of the Soviet calculation, right? But you don't think about how to actually optimize your pricing and making sure that you're getting the best value for that product or service that you're selling. Right, so those are the types of pitfalls that people fall into. Now, all of the above, as you could have seen, can lead to significant issues in our business in terms of its sustainability as well as its profitability. And the sooner you can start to get these things right in your business, the sooner you will be able to get to the point where you're able to experience more growth and step away from potential decline or stagnation in your business. So here's your invitation for today. We have our pricing workshops coming up in the month of October. And next week, we'll be having a look at some of the pricing strategies that you could be looking at, how to deal with some of the pitfalls I've mentioned, and a few other concepts that you need to know about with regards to pricing. And then 2 weeks later, you are going to get the opportunity to have a little mini coaching session with me and work through some of the information I'm going to be giving you. You'll have a little bit of homework, and you can actually go apply some of what you have learned to your business. And I really want to encourage you, put time aside to make sure that you are working on your business and not just in your business all the time. Right? We need to make sure that we are thinking strategically. So if you are going to join in with us for the month of October with our pricing sessions, I would highly recommend that you also watch our costing that we did during September, because those two will very much build upon one another. Okay. If you want to get hold of the costing webinars, and they are all loaded on our learning management system, so you'll be able to go check out the recordings, the homework is there, everything is there, slides, whatever. Okay, you can go access that at a once-off cost of 300 Rand. And then from October onwards, you can lock in your subscription at 350 Rand per month. Okay, remember, I've been telling you, I've been warning you, the sooner you get in, the sooner you lock in your price, because we are going to be increasing the price on a monthly basis. So if you get in during October, you will be able to lock it in at $350 per month. And next month in November, we will be looking at financial risk management. And that's also going to be a really powerful session and really good for us to think about as business owners. Okay, so I want to invite you to join those. I will be putting the link in the comments below so you can go sign up for our sessions. Happens every second Wednesday from 8 until 9 o'clock on Zoom. Really easy to get hold of us. But yeah, so you can just go register. And I think that's it from me for today. And I will see you on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure I'll see you on Wednesday. But if not, I will see you here again next week. Same time, same place, and we will be chatting a little bit more about Upvisor's retainer services. So if you have ever wondered about what it actually is that we do in the background, then come join me for next week's Finance Friday session, and I will tell you all about it. Okay, so that's me for today. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.